All right, all right. What's up, everybody? Just here to announce officially Judgment Day.
No.
This song right here is called Divine Intervention.
This was divine intervention. You know what divine intervention is? I think so.
This is Divine Intervention right here. Yeah. This is the reason why we got judgment today. And these days, the days of man are cush. The days of man number the days of God by many to one. It don't have to be 1,000 years to one. In these days, it's going to be cut short. Because if we did that, nobody would live. So therefore, we're going to have an accelerated judgment day. All right? And let me tell you why. Look out here. You know, I'm at a building site right now. Let me tell you. The reason why we got judgment. The reason why we got judgment is mankind been polluting the airways, the waterways, and the food. One of my missions, my main mission on earth is to help keep clean air, clean water, and clean food for the children of the earth. So I went to try to be an atmospheric scientist, and I became a master with specializing in physics and atmospheric science. Global warming is caused by these trace gases that influence the atmospheric window. Look it up, atmospheric window. And check out the gases that absorb in atmospheric window. We can ignore carbon because carbon is necessary for the greenness of the grass. The more carbon we produce into the atmosphere, it's not going to heat up the atmosphere that much. And I can show you scientific atmospheric evidence if you will pay attention that long. Yeah, these trace gases, SO4, methane, CH4, NOx, NO, NO2, NO3, these type of gases, they absorb in the atmospheric window. See, the sunlight shines incident solar shortwave radiation, that's called sunlight. It shines it to the earth, and the earth absorbs it. Then it re-emits energy back into the atmosphere. It releases this energy back into the atmosphere. When it releases this energy back into the atmosphere, some of that energy is supposed to cool the space. The other is absorbed by the gases into the atmosphere, and it beams back down to earth, which basically is called a greenhouse effect. But we got something called an enhanced greenhouse effect that is enhanced by these trace gases that absorb in the atmospheric window. And it's because of the pollution from these industrial companies that do not clean up behind themselves. And you wonder why your kids rebel against you, because you tell your kids to clean up their room and to clean up behind themselves. But your companies, the parent companies, the companies of the parents, don't even clean up behind themselves. Look at this water. This helps supply life. We're dependent on the water. We're dependent on the earth. We're dependent on the air to live. And these people that have power, they choose to neglect it. They even undermine the authority of the Environmental Protection Agency. And at the time, one hand behind their back, they want to blame them for these environmental disasters. You need to blame yourself for ignoring the policies of the mathematics. I think within Congress, we're getting elected. I think that we need to have a website to where they actually fill out a job application. And we could look at their resume, and we could look at their transcript to see what they have done in life. Because as far as I can tell, they like to tell you one thing, but they really into something else. So we have Judgment Day. This is the reason why we have Judgment Day. Because people have decided to neglect the truth. They decided to go to these churches, and these churches, the bishops are known as management and leadership. So now the churches manage and run the country tax-free. They have no fiscal obligation to actually be a part of society because they don't even pay their taxes, but they choose to have a voice. I think Donald Trump went to the black churches so that he can ensure his election. Farrakhan met with Donald Trump. We ain't heard nothing about Farrakhan saying anything about Donald Trump because Donald Trump cut him a fat ass check. Excuse my language. Pay attention to Isaiah 43:28, profane. So that's why he ain't saying nothing about Donald Trump. But that's okay because Trump won leadership. So go ahead and give him a fair chance. Give him a fair chance. Like we gave every other president. If he mess up, then we have policies to get him out of there. And letting foreign intelligence come in and dictate our way of living is known as treason and espionage. These things hold people accountable for their actions. And people think that they above the law. They think they above God's law, the law of love, the law of respect, respecting each other. I don't care if it's a bum on the street or the lady working at the convenience store. You need to show respect to them, and they need to show respect back. So yeah, we got judgment days. Because the truth has been written on one sheet of paper, and so far in 20 years, nobody been able to say that the truth is wrong. And it's written for those who can see. And I'm going to write a book to connect the dots so that you can see clearly now. But as long as the truth walks the face of the earth, and it's written on that one sheet of paper, and it defines what love is, it gives the law of love. As long as we know what the truth is, then the lie cannot stand. Come on. Let's look down here. Let's look at Jacksonville a little bit. You know, Andrew Jackson led the Trail of Tears. I'm about to sit right down here on the ledge. About to get ready for work though. Because we finishing up a building project. I don't like Freemasons, but I like builders. Freemasons decide to side with the evil Anunnaki, the fallen angels, the fallen ones, the spirit beings in high places, the wicked spirit beings in high places. So they decide to side with them instead of siding with truth. The Bible is an archive of man's contract with death instead of life. You see that man decided to accept sin and accept the deception. And you can't blame woman because men make their own decision and women make their own decision. So let's be accountable. And me being a son of man, I write the bridge between man and God by destroying the ego, the pride, the vanity, the lust, the wrath, the rage, the envy, the jealousy. All of these things are actually implanted within you when you say the word won't. So when you see any Bible translation that takes Psalms 23 and say it shall lack nothing, they done manipulate it and change the word. Because the word won't opens up the door for these evil beings to live inside of you. Ask what would you like? Would you like this or would you like that? Because thou shalt have no wants. And keeping the bare necessities which written on the sacred seed of truth, that one little 2-page book that Revelation 10 talk about. When you really check the scriptures, yeah, this was actually said that additional undeniable evidence shall come. And it's not going to come from the Bible, but it's going to come to show what the Bible truly is. To show you how we have deceivers. We got truthbeknown.com. They have deceived. We got the book of Abimelech. You can read these things for yourself. And you will see how they have shown the deception. The fake Jewish people. The ones that's boxed in over there by the Dead Sea. These are the ones. These are the ones that like to deceive. And I got my own black people trying to pretend to be like them. Trying to be deceivers. And guess what? Y'all doing a very good job. And y'all going to get the same destruction that they get. Anybody that tries to be like them. And would like to be like them. Because my God is real. Not Israel. Israel. The slight little flipping of those two little letters has a totally different outcome in the phonetics and the vibrational energy. These beings over there, they made a contract with death. But now a new contract is being given to America. But if America accepts the covenant, the last little thing that they have to do is raise minimum wage to $10 an hour. They have until 2019 before the covenant be offered to America again, because the Most High God had a role in finding America. And I myself, being a chosen servant, like a shovel that a person pick up and use as a tool, I'm a tool for the Most High to do his work on earth. So I'm prepared for Armageddon. I'm prepared for a paradise on earth. Whatever you all vote in your heart, Ezekiel chapter 9 shall tell you. We got spiritual ways to destroy. God don't use people to kill people. He used nature. And you will see what I mean by this in these days to come. Matthew 24. Take off right now. Action. The heavenly hosts, they are on board. The earthly hosts, they're on board to stop these child sex trafficking rings. Over in Syria, the headquarters in Damascus. Yeah, that's why they bombed up and sent it to ruin. Y'all been human trafficking women and kids for a long time. Genocide and displacement. Y'all been feeding babies to crocodiles over in Egypt. Yeah, you think we forgot about that? But between the Catholic, the Vatican, and these fake Jews of Israel, and the fake teachings of Ashura and Aset, dealing with Anubis, the dog father. Isis is the dog mother. You dealing with a spiritual demon. You really can't defeat ISIS unless you defeat ISIS on the spiritual world. So you need God's anointed help to defeat something so evil that will cut people's heads off and have blatant disregard for life. Because my God is the God of the living. As long as you have life, I share this world equally with you. But those who try to take people's gift away from them, now you shall be dealt with accordingly. And that's why it's Judgment Day here and now. So let this go out now and forevermore until the set appointed time in which the earth has learned its lesson and has elevated its mind state to respect each other regardless of skin color. Because as long as you breathe 98.6 degrees, the physics books describe everybody as a black body. The sun, the moon, the earth, we're all black bodies. Well, there's not anything different with us because we radiate at the same temperature. We're all black. Just the overtones of our skin color are just slightly different. And everybody got their reasoning. Oh, we all bleed red. Okay, it's encrypted in the DNA to be God disciples of love. God's disciples of truth. But many of y'all been going along to get along just to get a paycheck. Alright, now the righteous shall prosper, and negative time negative shall make positive. So now a great sword has come to the land, and peace been taken away from the negative people to fight against negative people, and the positive people shall grow while the negative people die off. Because you deserve what you reap is what you sow. Israel, since you have sided with death, yeah, you get what you sow. And why does America pay the Jewish Holocaust anyway? It happened in Germany. We had the Middle Passage, and they still like to not hold accountability and talk trash, trying to erase the little bit of history of what my people have. But that's okay, because the Lord works in mysterious ways to get us in America. I needed to be here at this time. The Ethiopians call me Selassie reborn. Same birthday, resurrected. And guess what? He was the sixth thunder, but I'm the seventh thunder, the seventh one. And I pour out this vow upon the earth. Judgment Day is here and now. All right, y'all. Y'all take care of y'all family, because the righteous shall prosper. You are protected. The negative shall get live fire. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Because when they cross that line, somebody going to burn them up. It's written in our hearts. Respect love. If you don't respect love, you don't deserve to be here, because love is stored up in the life. Look at the trees. Look at the grass. That's where love is stored up at. Look at the waterways. And again, I remind you, the reason why we had judgment is because mankind been polluting the air, the water, and the food. And I've been sitting here to help keep clean air, clean water, and clean food for the children on the earth. I'm just a helper. And now I'm thoroughly pissed off. So I send thunderstorm and I seen whirlwind, and I seen tornadoes and hurricanes and winter storms to New England, and all over the place where there's wickedness, and there's earthquakes, and there's firestorms, and there's volcanoes, and lightning strikes, and floods, and calamities, until mankind learn how to respect each other. All right, y'all have a good one.